Yo, today I'm doing a review of the Nike Zoom Mercurial Vapor 15s, and I just played a game in them, and as I kick around here and do a little more of a play test where I play with a regulation size ball, I'll give my thoughts. So I have multiple angles here, and yeah. So, just played in these, and so first thought is they're comfortable. I didn't feel like I have to break them in. That's very similar to the Mercurial Vapor 14s. These may be even more comfortable than the 14s, but just like the 14 Blueprint Edition, first game I played, I scored a goal. Not the most incredible goal, and I didn't play out of my mind today, but you know, scoring's always good, right? So that being said, I did notice some things. The touch is good on them. I like this new upper. Has a lot of grip to it, which is something that I was saying that I noticed on the Pumas, specifically the Ultra 1.3 that I have, or Nemesis Edition, Nemesis Pack, or whatever, but these are more comfortable than the Pumas. I would add more expensive but more comfortable, which is important to me. But something that the Pumas have them beat on, and the Mercurial Vapor 15, is they changed the stud pattern here, and I noticed that I did not have as much grip as, you know, I guess with the 14s, which is important when you're playing out here, particularly for me, because I do a lot of movement where I cut hard, specifically. I mean, I guess that's a normal thing in soccer, but you know, certain players specifically do hard cuts, and I'm one of them. So I noticed that making a lot of the hard cuts that I normally make just slipped more than I needed to. And I'll link in the description the game that I played, and you'll notice, like, I slip more than I need to. And if you've watched any of my old games, you'll notice that I slip more than in those games, I think. So particularly, there are times that I was just absolutely trying to get traction, and you know, it felt like something more difficult than it needed to be. That being said, I haven't been out here as much, I mean, at all recently, and so almost. That being said, you know, I was slipping a lot. So, but again, I have not been out here as much, and so that makes a big difference to whether, you know, maybe the cuts will be as sharp, or, you know, the touches. Though I have been playing indoor, so not as much as I could be. And you know, I think a couple weeks ago that would have really hurt my ankle. Now that just only kind of hurts after rolling it playing indoor. So anyway, let's see, I'm trying to think of some good things to cover here. You know, the most important things: how do they feel when you first put them on? Great, didn't have to break them in. Like, you know, I did have to break in the Pumas, and I don't even think they're completely broken in right now. So, you know, that's a thing. And, you know, comfort is like, if you're comfortable on the field, maybe some of the performance stuff isn't as necessary because you'll not be as worried or, you know, mentally into what you're doing. Like if you have to worry about how much your feet hurt, it can be a little problematic. So, dang. You know, like I was saying, grip, not as good as the 14s or the Pumas. Compared to the Adidas, I don't even think as good as the Messi Adidas that I have. So you can go through the reviews or unboxings that I've done and see what I have played in, and I've at least played in every pair twice. So there's at least some, like I've played a game like I did today in every pair twice. And you know, generally do well in Mercurials and Vapors, so today is not an exception. I think I did decent. I mean, again, this Wednesday team is also guys who play at a higher level, who expect more, and so, you know, honestly, I think if I could have gripped better, that would have been helpful. But that being said, was still able to do what I needed, and so okay, so the upper here, I really do like the feel. I feel like it's the best of the what the Pumas offered, and it's on the Nikes, which were the most comfortable of the last generation, and you know, important because again, if you look, it's just very grippy. Like, let's see, I have the other camera up there, so you should be able to see, but but yeah, very grippy. So this kind of movement is, you know, easier when you can actually grip. There are times with the Adidas that I was having trouble making that specific drag motion, which, you know, it could be just getting used to the touch on him, but I do like, it's almost like a ease of use thing. You don't have to be as perfect. And okay, shooting feels good in them. I mean, very similar to the previous generation Mercurials. The shots that I had today were all pretty close. I probably could have taken more, just, you know, first game being back is, it is a thing. So mentally I was not in the same place where I might be just sharp on the ball and, you know, maybe even as capable, probably not as capable as when I left, but still, you know, it felt good shooting in them, and I was able to just put one through laces, and it, and it worked. And you know, you'll be able to see that in the video that is linked down at the bottom for sure. Like, go and check the goal, and you know, let me know what you think. Let's see, what else? Passing, I mean, you know, very similar to the previous generation Mercurials. Like, a lot doesn't feel like it's changed. Some things do feel like they've changed, particularly the traction. Like I said, is not as good, but the upper is better, so that's a trade-off that I guess you'll have to decide if you want to make it, or, you know, I guess if you're switching from another brand, you have to decide. But let's see. Previous generation Mercurials were not, you know, noticeably heavy. Neither are these. I mean, they're supposed to be a little heavier, just slightly, but it's not, in my opinion, noticeable, or it does not detract from the cleats or boots, shoes. It doesn't detract from this pair of shoes. And way more winded after this game than I should be. Trying to think of points, because, you know, for me, for everybody, there's different things they look for in cleats. But I take shots on you? All right. Let's see. Let me get my bag. Oof. You knew what I wanted. Oh, dude. When I plant hard on this, I'm just slipping like crazy. I don't know if you saw that. You probably see it on the other video. So that's a good example of what was happening to me tonight. But actually, it wasn't happening on this field, so I don't know. So what's up, man? How you been?
Good.
Just playing here a lot? Oh, yeah, right. That's like insult to injury, man. You almost had it. Tried to make it difficult. Nice kick save. That was like last second, man. Did that knuckle?
Yeah.
This ball, you know, does that, I think. Good one. Oh. Yeah, you had some good saves. Seriously, like at least 2 highlight worthy, like good highlight worthy. He's gonna keep you warm. Or I guess I will, huh? I got it. I'm already going that way. My bad. It's hard to get up on this turf. Felt like I had to go really deep under the ball to get it up. You got it. Oh. Oh, I tried to finesse it and it went straight to you. You still got down though. What do you think of house music, Drake? Huh? What do you think of Drake doing house music? It's not bad. Oh, sliced it. Just going for power. You scored that one? Oh. Oh, my bad. I don't want to be too unfair. Oh. Thanks. Almost got it through 5-hole again. As you can see, the traction is like not there on hard cuts. It's almost scary. I'll try to keep it on the ground. Actually, that's impossible. You have like every angle. I tried as hard as I could not to just line drive on the ground at your gut. So you ready?
Ready.
I'm talking about grip and I just lost that one. You all right? God. I'm out of shape here. It's like psyching me out because normally I shoot for the ground. Nice placement. Good stop. Woo! Oh. Oh no! Oh, thank God. Well, they're fun to dribble in. More fun to dribble in as far as like the touch. But as far as the grip, especially in this field, it's not great. Thanks. Took a really weird approach on that one. Thanks. Oh. Oh my God. Hey, at least I didn't put it over. That was a good stop though. I literally thought every time he's been on the ground, I tried to put it like above you and I keep putting it over.
That was a good one, no way.
Number one. You got some new gloves?
No, I was getting new gloves. I was wearing the DILF earlier. I like this one, they're alright.
I know you were really high on that one pair. They were like when you first got them. I think they matched the edge, right?
Yeah, they always match with what I'm wearing. So these are blue, white.
Hey, gotta look good, right? Or at least like you can match colors. Thanks. Man. It feels nice to shoot in cleats though. I haven't done it in a while. That felt good. Now I know how to beat you, the technique. No, not with this on my head. Didn't we see that already? Like, I still got the scar from it. Nice, thank you. I think I kept it in. Nice stop. He's down for the count. You done?
Tired. Now my ankle hurts.
Same here. Hey, good stops, man. Seriously, you had some nice highlights today. All right, well, that's gonna be it. I guess final verdict here. I would rate these very similarly to the Vapor 14s. You know, maybe if the grip issue could be fixed on the traction issue. These studs seem the same size, but these are like not, even if they were longer, I think, like a little bit or sharper, I mean, you could see I had trouble gripping, and you know, you can't have that kind of trouble when you're trying to do hard cuts. Which is unfortunate because of the grip that it provides. Like, you know, they could be, in my opinion, like better for hard cut like maneuvers, because you can keep the ball on your foot actually as you drag it better. But you know, if it's harder to grip the ground, there's going to be a lot more slippage as you're trying to do the kind of maneuver. So you know, I like them a lot. I probably rate these, you know, this is unofficial rating, but 9 out of 10. And you know, if they fix the traction issue, I think they would be 10 out of 10, or 9.5 or something. Like, really, you know, similarly, I would say the Vapor 14s were 9s. The difference is the upper on these is better than the Vapor 14s, just because of the ball grip as you're, you know, dragging. But because I believe they use a new material, but the you know, the traction is just, that's such a big issue, particularly for me, as you saw. So last comments are they feel a little, you know, I had heard they were supposed to be better for wider feet, but these feel, maybe I just have fatter feet than I did a couple months ago. I don't think that's really the case, but like, they feel tighter on my feet. And someone was saying, like asking me if they felt smaller, and like I would actually say, yeah, they do feel a little smaller and a little tighter. It's not uncomfortable though. It's like, still, they're very comfortable, and you know, I've been in them for like 2 hours now maybe, and they're fine. So I don't think that's any kind of issue that you need to worry about. If the previous generation 14s were like, you know, wide on your feet, these are going to be much more form-fitting. If the previous generation was form-fitting, these probably are going to be a little tight and constricting, so just keep that in mind. Also, the toe, you know, I had seen reviewers say that the toe is a little up here. I didn't really particularly notice any difference. In fact, I didn't catch the ground once as I shot, which is like, you know, I like that, because it means, you know, I'm not gonna hurt my foot by clipping the ground. And maybe this is the same size as my previous Vapor 14s, both pairs, but it just feels like I'm more, like there's less space up here that's wasted, so that feels nice. And like I said, man, this upper feels like, it really does feel like an improvement as I'm dribbling around and stuff. It reminds me a lot of the Puma upper as far as the quality of grip, which I thought the Puma, that was like the best feature of the Puma, but that the Pumas offered, you know, they're cheaper, as like less expensive, not cheaper quality, but you know, part of it was also like, you know, they're more like, if these are sports cars, they're more direct for the track. So like they feel very oh, here, I'm gonna turn this off. They felt very sharp and responsive, but they also felt very you know, like you're riding around in a car with no air conditioning, you know, like you're lacking some comfort, which is important. Like, these are premium on the comfort. they look nice and everything, and the Pumas look nice too, but they just are, these are just more comfortable. The Pumas are, you know, I still don't think they're broken in, and I played in them at least a couple times, and these felt broken in as I put them on. So like, you know, there's a huge difference in that kind of level of comfort. And these, I would guess, just like the Vapors, these only get more form-fitting as you play in them. I can say I'm kind of worried about the traction, because I don't think it'll get any better. I think it would only get worse. And that was something that I noticed, like, even after a while, the Vapor 14s, it's just the blades aren't as sharp, and so, you know, they're really hard cuts. As you can see, I do that a lot. I plant really hard and hope to grip. Even Brandon was saying I should, I need to hop as I receive the ball, but I think, you know, as I think about it, first of all, I just haven't played out here in a while, so it's like I'm not at the speed of play, because it's not as intense playing indoor sphere, like just fun stuff, but the speed of play is increased here, and, you know, so when I am trying to do the hard touches, or, you know, you can clearly see in the video of the game that I had trouble. Like, I believe you'll be able to clearly see. I haven't watched the game yet, but I noticed, like, there were times I literally take a touch to someone and I just slip, and it's like, you know, that I would have been off. Like, I would have touched it out wide and just run straight up through the center of the field, but, you know, it ended up me being like, I hit it with the outside of my right foot, it goes to him, and like as I plant, I slip, and that's the end of my part in the play. So other than that, they're great, and if Nike can sort that out, I guess that's for the 16s, which is going to be a whole generation away. But, you know, they could always like release a revamp of these with better grip. I have a feeling if I'm noticing it, probably professional players are noticing it too. Just because I would assume pros have to grip hard a lot as well when they're shooting and doing stuff. Though again, shooting feels great in these. I mean, I haven't had an issue with the Vapors in shooting, and, you know, these are no exception. A little bummed that these are already, like, you can see some of the, oh, actually maybe it's just rubber. Yeah, it's just, it'll come off. It's like a light scuff, so never mind. I was about to say a little bummed that this is already dirty, and then it just wiped off because it's rubber. So there you go. Other than that, I'm done. This is the end of this. I enjoyed these a lot, and you know, so the camera battery died, but as I was finishing it off, it's just that these are comfortable. They have great upper grip here for touching the ball. They feel a little tighter on the feet. The traction is not as good as the previous generation, which detracts from the experience. I think they would be like a 9.5 or a 10 even, to me, if that could be sorted out. But you know, I actually think I brought up in a previous video, or at least, you know, amongst friends, that, you know, this grip is on the previous generation. If they could make the grip better, like when I got the Pumas 1.3 Ultra 1.3, I know, like, really it's a very similar feel as far as grip goes. In fact, I may even say these are better because it's more comfortable. Like, the Pumas are, you know, similar in some ways, but it's just like a more, the frame is not as comfortable on the Pumas, and but, you know, the Pumas grip on the ground really well as well, so there's good traction and good ball control, and just the comfort is what's lacking. And you know, that's not something I'm gonna say this again because this is a huge deal to me, is that like being able to grip on the ground is very important, but being comfortable is important too. And they would probably beat the Mercurial 14s if they could just, you know, maintain the level of traction that the previous generation did. Other than that, I don't really have any more comments. And favorable review. You know, I like the colors and everything. I mean, people also seem to like how they look. So when I heard like reviewers online talking about they did specifically this colorway they didn't like, it's a little confusing when I actually got it and see it in person, because it's, you know, in my opinion they look way nicer than the pictures do them justice, which seems to be a trend actually with some of the Nike colorways. It's like, I don't know what's up, but they look better in person than they do you know, online. But okay, that's it. So ends the Nike Air Zoom Mercurial Vapor 15 review. Right on time as the train is going by back there. So later from Houston, Texas, NW Soccer. Yeah.